Friends, welcome. Another episode. Sammy and Marissa's husbands, and Sammy and Marissa's husbands are both here today, and we're back in business. Um, Before we get into it too much, I want to do an album review. I want to know how your thoughts about how the album was taken, and where you're sitting at right now.
About my album June 10th.
Yeah, not to be confused with Juneteenth.
Yes, very different, but both necessary.
Okay, yeah, I like it.
Um, I've heard that people were happy I put something out, and Wes said I didn't have any semblance of flow. I think that those were his exact words. It seems like the song about Tom Kha Soup is everybody's favorite.
Okay.
Uh, yeah, that's where I'm at. Um, all of that was recorded first take. Every single song was first take.
Yeah, it sounded like it.
Um, it took me like an hour overall, editing everything.
It sounded like it was about an hour worth of operations, yeah.
Um, I think overall it was a positive because it was the punchline to a 10-year long joke, so it was never meant to be taken seriously. Um, and it potentially gets some of the MCG crew back rapping, which would not be a bad thing. I'd like to hear some new shit.
Okay. All right. I mean, I do have some questions. Um, I understand the joke of it. 10 years ago, you said you were going to release an album on June 10th, and every year after that, you said, "Oh, it's coming, June 10th, wait on it." And then June 10th came around 10 years later, you officially did it. I'm assuming you had a little help from your good friend ChatGPT, but that's okay. Chat GPT does a lot of
Absolutely.
things good, and obviously rhythm and flow is not one of them.
Uh, lyrically, I'd have an idea, type something in there. It actually is kind of surprising how good it is at something like that.
You know, I've been using a lot of AI recently, and I want to talk, actually, that's something I want to talk about specifically a little later on, is another AI thing I've been doing. Um, it's freaky smart. It's freaky what you can do with it. It really is.
I think it's dangerous. I stand by. I think it's dangerous. Um, it's definitely dangerous for old people because there's a post going around on Facebook right now that keeps getting shared by people about Peyton Manning adopting a daughter, which first of all, quick Google search, he's never done it. He has not adopted a child. Um, and secondly, the pictures are very clearly AI. So I'm concerned about the elders in our society because people I know have shared it, and I'm like, are you a fucking moron?
Yes. The answer to that question is probably yes. Um, but yeah, so back to the album review. We'll talk AI later, but first question, was Marissa home while you were doing this?
Yes, and I requested that she wear her noise canceling headphones in the living room.
Okay, because my follow-on question, if yes, was going to be, has she filed for divorce yet?
She will not listen to it, and I requested that she also not listen to it. So I, I
So
do think she'll like the song about the soup. I do think that's the funniest one.
I'm assuming that's why you were whispering the whole time.
I'm not confident in my rapping abilities.
Well, yes, for good reason. Um, but it would have been better, I think, if you just would have sent it.
But now we've got a baseline. I've got a discography.
You do?
I've got a 6 song album, and or I think it might be 7 actually. 2 of them were older songs, I think. I listened to a lot of my older stuff and had to make a lot of them private on Rap Chat because there were some things that I was saying where I'm like, what on earth would possess me to put this on what is essentially a social media platform where anybody can see it and it had my fucking name attached to it. So I'm like, this is unreal that this hasn't been flagged in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
But
Don't ever run for public office.
well, the podcast's enough. I mean, we're both screwed for public office.
Yeah, but we at least try and censor what we say on here. That was just a running joke with the friends, and it got interesting. But yeah, after I heard sitting outside El Cerro, I I couldn't listen. I had to go.
You stopped at the first one?
The first line, it said sitting outside El Cerro, and I was like, oh my God, I can't do this right now. And I had to cut it off. But I ended up turning it back on and listened to the whole thing. My hands were over my face for most of it, out of secondhand embarrassment. But I think the only good part was the old songs. I got some pretty good chuckles from the old
At the
ones.
end.
Yeah, the Habibler getting into it.
Um, I did think, and Drew said this, like me in between the songs was funny.
It was funny. Um, it was funny. What really cracked me up is the like the comments or the chapters or whatever it was when you were like it was like the one of the last songs where you like famous Habibler was getting into it and you were like, I think this is okay. I'm like,
Yeah, I mean, like,
I don't know.
yeah, it's questionable. I mean,
You
but
do
like,
you do have some of that blood flowing through your veins, so
yeah, so it's like, are you gonna tell an Irishman not to make jokes about Irish people? No.
yeah. I mean, I'm not going to tell you it's not okay, but I got a good chuckle out of it. Let's just say that.
Yeah. It was questionable to say the least. Well, the whole thing, the whole idea was questionable.
Very questionable, but hey, it's out there. Might as well post it on your LinkedIn.
I already have.
Okay, nice. I think that'll be good to further your career, especially public office. But let's transition and let's talk a little lives of recent. What's been going on with you? The new, no longer fishmonger, but fish manager.
Fish mangager, if you will.
Fish wholesale monganager.
Monganager. It's been going pretty good. Longer hours, which is
Yeah.
not bad. Getting into overtime this week.
You getting paid hourly?
Yes.
Okay.
I got a raise and then get some overtime too, so that's nice. I'd get maybe like an hour.
Hmm.
I got like 5 hours overtime this week,
Nice.
so that'll be a nice little hit. I Marissa's mom came by and put together some like I guess you'd call them cabinets, but it
Fancy.
looks more along the lines of a built-in TV stand. It's like 3 cabinets in a row, but it looks like one piece of furniture.
Okay. I feel like I
So
I feel like I can picture what you're talking about.
in like our living room, we had the TV stand, that big one, and then the TV in the corner,
Yeah.
kind of catty cornered. So now on that wall that butts up to the kitchen,
Hmm.
we have this cabinet situation, and the TV is mounted on that wall,
Okay. I
and
like that.
it swings out.
Okay.
Because if it's mounted on the wall, you can really only see it from the one couch, but she got a motion or full motion mount, so it swings out and
It's like
Looks
catty
pretty good.
cornered when it swings out. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Pretty similar. It's a little higher up than where it was sitting,
Nice.
just because we have the, maybe 3 inches of clearance in between that and the counter situation, whatever the fuck it's called.
Yeah.
Entertainment center is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
It's three cabinets that make an entertainment center. And then I installed some cabinets, not cabinets, shelves into the closet in the nursery that just for extra storage in the baby room.
Yeah. That'd be nice. Is that gonna be where you're at right now? Or is that the room that's closest to the living room?
The room, what was our guest room.
Okay, I got you. I got you.
Yeah,
So
so
where the
this is
hell
still
am I where am I gonna sleep when I come into town?
a couch
No, unacceptable.
or this futon.
No, I'm just kidding. I'll
I
figure it
guess
out.
I guess you can sleep in the crib.
That would be cool. Let the baby sleep with you. I'll get the crib.
No, no, you and the baby.
That would make sense.
Yeah. I'm not gonna kick kid out of its bed.
That's fair. I wouldn't want to do that either. I think that's pretty cruel and inhumane. How's the job? Everything going square? Big change? A lot more responsibility?
Definitely more responsibility. I've gotten some new accounts. Not I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, I got these accounts because it's me. But in summertime, busy season, I facilitated them. One of them is a big account.
You don't have to be respectful. You can air it out.
Yeah, I mean it's because of me. Let's keep it creamy. Um, it's
It's what
because of
we do.
me.
That's what we do around here. We keep it creamy. We should put that on the next t-shirt.
Next t-shirt is too many pork.
I like that idea as well. Too many pork. I'll just make a bunch. We'll get a line going. We'll
Nobody
get a
will fucking know, and that'll be fine.
Yeah, it would be
Too many
funny.
pork might take off with the vegetarians.
It could. It could take off. I could see that getting popular. Keeping it creamy could be popular as well.
I like keeping it creamy.
I feel like keeping it creamy is been said before. Too many pork, I'll give you credit. I don't think that one's ever been said before.
Keeping it creamy, I took off of a video. It's a guy does skits and he's got gauges and a little nose ring, kind of a heavier set guy.
Yeah.
And he's always like acting like a guy early 2000s who's trying to bum a cigarette off of you. And he's like, oh, I'm gonna keep it creamy with you. Um, I just started saying it, and it just fucking cracks me up when I say that to somebody who's never heard it before,
Yeah.
and you can see the wheels turning, and they're like, "What the fuck did he just say to me?"
All right. I'm gonna have to get into the hoblob and get some vinyl. Um, and get Sam in the sweatshop. We're gonna have to make some serious t-shirts. Maybe that's where it is. We don't get the following on the podcast, but we get the sales in t-shirts.
I'm telling you, if we got a QR code, just
The
like
Q
link to the
the
page.
the QR code on the back of the t-shirt would be funny. I don't know if Sammy's cricket skills are uh are up to par. I don't want to downplay her cricket skills. Um, but she's traditionally just done the small iron-on stuff. So we'll have to test it. We'll see.
Too many pork, maybe like a burgundy colored shirt or
Yeah, maybe light pink would go crazy.
oh, light pink would go crazy. And then it says too many pork, maybe in the maybe breast pocket or maybe something in the center. Maybe on the back of the shirt is a picture of a pig with like a circle around it and a line through it.
That could
Or
be funny.
or what would be even funnier is if it's a picture of Ed Ryan because he's a cop. Shout out
I
Ed. I know
mean,
you don't listen anymore. Thanks for answering my call earlier today. I appreciate you.
oh, man, God. That would be funny. It'd be funny for like seven people.
I don't even know if I think it'd only be funny for half those people. I think three of them wouldn't even get it.
Yeah, they'd get it after you explained it. After they listened to this episode, they'd get it. Um, all right, well, that's what's up. We'll get on the t-shirt gang and we'll see what we can figure out. A little bit of my life of recent, pretty much business as usual, especially with school. Been a pretty standard 2 weeks. I actually got a new watch that I'm kind of making my personality. I know you guys have seen some snaps, but I got a new Garmin. So I officially switched from Apple in the watch. Pretty much the same functionality as the Apple Watch in terms of receiving notifications and being able to be like, press the voice command button and say call so and so or set an alarm for so and so time, but a lot more data tracking in terms of health and fitness. The offline GPS is pretty sick, and I'll use that for work. So basically, like I don't need to have my phone near me in order to pull grid coordinates, which I do a lot at work actually. And normally I have to get this whole separate device that does that. So just having this on my wrist is going to be sick. Um, the battery lasts basically a month, like 30 days is what it's supposed to last. Um, and it's solar powered too. So in theory, if I use it correctly and like keep in the sun, it battery's unlimited. It's
That's
pretty
pretty
crazy.
sick.
Yeah, so the only issue with it, and I don't know if I would have got it, um, I can't use Apple Music on it.
Can you use Spotify?
I can use Spotify. So
Hmm,
all that shit I talked about Spotify, and I think I'm gonna have to make the jump.
that's crazy. That was like our third episode, I think.
I don't know if it was quite the third episode. It was more than that, but yeah, I'm gonna have to do it, I think. Because I don't like part of the reason I like to watch because I don't need my phone for it to work right. Like I can make routes and use the GPS without my phone. So if I want to go on a run, I don't want to have to be carrying my phone. But I like to listen to music, so I can download music onto my watch. However, you can't download Apple Music. It's only through Spotify, aka I got to make the switch.
It was a good run.
It was a good run. A little disappointed. I guess I will be a good person to ask questions on what's better because I'll have a good best of both worlds. I'm a little sad.
I mean, I'm not going to sit here and act like I don't use Spotify. It's where I listen to my podcasts. It's
I
work.
listen to my podcast on Spotify as well. However, in order to like use the music function properly, I think I just need to cancel my Apple Music membership and then pay for the Spotify one because if not, I don't think it works super creamy.
Yeah, I would never pay for two services.
No, absolutely not. But so yeah, so that's my watch that I'm making my new personality. Sam and I rode bikes to the farmers market today. Actually, I ended up buying us some bikes off Facebook Marketplace, so that was kind of fun. Got some eggs, blueberries, and banana bread. And I don't know if you listened to the last episode about the Amish listening to the podcast.
I did. I got to, that was pretty early in the episode, so I've listened to that part.
So they're definitely listening to the podcast because he gave me another free, I guess you'd call it, floret of broccoli today. They got to be listening.
That's a little unsettling.
It's weird because I've gone to the farmers market before these last 2 weeks 30 times. Maybe not quite 30, but at least 15. And like never even really hints a smile at me. And past 2 weeks in a row, right after I said that shit about the Amish, very nice, and I get free things both days. Maybe it's God working in mysterious ways.
God doesn't believe in the Amish.
I don't know what I don't know what religion. Yeah, I'm not up to speed. Well, maybe I
I
should
didn't
be.
know. I don't think it's a religious thing.
I feel like it has to be.
I think it's a way of life.
Isn't that kind of what religion is?
I guess so. We'll have to consult our religious analyst.
Yeah, Wes.
Wes can't have two jobs. He doesn't even rap analyze anymore.
That's true. That's true.
All the jobs went away. Like that fat fuck doesn't do any fast food reviewing.
Yeah, he's actually going to the gym. What is this?
It's disgusting. It's disgusting behavior. Um,
Probably eating salads,
let's not get crazy.
not salads with a T at the end. What him he likes to eat, but salads with the green things.
Next time you listen to this, you fat pig, send me a picture of your food.
We want to see what's on your plate. But yeah,
$5, it's not fucking healthy. Don't cheat the game.
look, you were put on this earth for one reason and one reason only, and that's to be this fat some bitch that analyzes fast food on our podcast.
I bet you're sitting in Charleston right now, eating a fucking cupcake with a glass of wine. You pig.
Yeah, in that poor person hotel room.
I would never get caught in a hotel that low class with a beautiful standing shower that I could probably get lost in. Toilet fit for a king. And your little
Toilet.
shits.
Man, it is funny that the first thing you talk about in the hotel room is the toilet.
That's literally the second thing I talked about. I said shower
Yeah,
first.
yeah, that is true.
Yeah, that's pretty much our situation right now.
That's pretty much it. Um, all right, continuing with my day. So the Amish hate me slash are being nice to me. Um, After that, we did some things, and then we went to this place called Happy Hollow. I feel like I've talked to you about it on here before. Kind of like a little river spot. It has a little beach area, but me and Sam just went, drank some beers, listened to some music, and sat in the sun. Got our dose of vitamin D in. Um, and then tonight we're going to the county fair. We're gonna smack a funnel cake. Shout out to that fat son bitch. And there's an event tonight at 8 p.m. called Hanging for Eight Extreme Bull Riding. So I don't know if this is gonna be like a rodeo or is this a mechanical bull or what, but we're gonna find out.
That'd be sick. Rodeo would be sick.
It would be kind of sick. So we're gonna go see what's up. I'm gonna eat at least two funnel cakes. At least.
Funnel cake review.
I can do that. I can do a funnel cake review. I'll get it to you.
Lock it
But
in.
uh but yeah, so that's kind of my life of recent. Um Eventful but uneventful. So let's move on. I want to talk a little bit about this whole Israel-Iran thing.
Terrific.
So overview, basically Iran is close to developing nuclear weapons. Um, Western and Israeli intelligence are basically saying that Tehran, I think I'm saying that right,
Tehran is
Tehran, the expert Iranian analyst,
my my grandfather was born in Tehran.
Tehran, okay. Tehran is producing enough weapons grade uranium to develop a nuclear bomb within the coming months. Um, us, Israel, and countless other countries basically saying absolutely not. Iran cannot have nuclear weapons, which feel like is, you know, justifiable. Um, Apparently Trump was in talks, they fell through, and then Israel bombed them as a result. There's a little bit more to it, but that's the short story. Israel targeted their nuclear infrastructure, missile production sites, and a lot of command and control nodes. very successful first operation. They actually killed a bunch of high-level leadership. Um, so that's very interesting in the coming days. Iran has since retaliated. They sent ballistic missiles into Tel Aviv last night, and then another attack by Iran not even an hour ago with ballistic missiles into northern Israel. So far, we're not militarily involved. How involved we are, I don't know. We're claiming to be not involved. I would doubt very seriously that we're not a part of it in the slightest. Um, Iran said retaliatory strikes against the US will happen. And if that does happen, things could get very interesting.
Hopefully, cooler heads prevail with that. I mean, I don't. I'm cautious to say how I feel without it. It seems like an. I mean, obviously, you don't want Iran to have nuclear weapons. Obviously, but it seems like bombing them was not necessarily the best course of action for a peaceful resolution.
Yes, we don't really know what's been going on in the diplomatic talks, so it's hard to say. Um, for a while, Trump was very optimistic and told Israel to kind of hold on, like, I think we got this, blah, blah, blah. And then I think a couple days ago, I want to say it was like Thursday, he had a press conference and was like, I don't know anymore. Iran does not want to cooperate, etc. Um, so, and then that was basically the straw that broke the camel's back, is what it seemed like, because then not even that night later, I think Israel sent the ballistic missiles over to Iran or Iran.
Yeah, it seems like Israel is kind of handcuffing the Western world right now.
Yeah, it's very interesting. Um,
I
it's a
mean,
crazy situation, and a lot more people are involved. Russia and China are like condemning the Israeli strikes, which now puts another factor into it, because obviously those are the two big fish. Russia pretty much has its hands full with Ukraine right now. China, I feel like, is just kind of waiting for someone to get preoccupied in some sort of conflict for them to be like, all right, time, home, Taiwan. And, and then here we go. You know what I mean?
yeah, it's a bunch of innocent people are going to be killed, already being killed. It's pointless.
How much do you know about what's happening in China with the South China Sea?
With like the positioning of ships and shit.
Yeah, so essentially it's been going on for a while, but there's a lot of islands out in the South China Sea or Western Philippine Sea, depending on what side of this you're on, um, that are basically coral reefs. And they don't technically belong to anyone. Kind of just shallow reefs that are in the area that aren't technically a country. The way it works over there, since the countries are so close together, like 200 miles off your coast, 200 nautical miles off your coast is called your exclusive economic zone. So everything that travels through that area technically is traveling through your exclusive economic zone. You have rights to it. You can put your tariffs, etc. Military vehicles can't travel through it. Um, all those countries are very jumbled up, and those economic zones overlap in the South China Sea. Um, Recently, actually, it's been happening for a long time, but more recent than not, China has been doing some stuff and claiming these islands, which are really coral reefs, because they go out there and they're dredging and they're putting a bunch of sand on top of these reefs and creating islands, and they're putting airstrips on them, and they're saying this is China now. So they're extending their exclusive economic zone and basically claiming that entire sea, which is one of the biggest commercially trafficked areas in the world, um, which is exclusively forbidden by the United Nations. But China says we're not playing by those rules. This is China.
It
It's pretty crazy.
seems like
Um,
we're heading to a not great place.
what that impacts even more is their further ability to extend their air defense systems and put aircraft that can now reach further so they can basically further their area denial system. So basically, like preventing, so like what we did when we invaded Kuwait for the first time in the 90s, right? We staged combat power somewhere and then after we staged that combat power, we swiftly moved in and kind of took over. What China is doing right now is very much preventing that to happen because now their artillery and their air force can now reach way further out, and it's pretty alarming.
Uh,
So it's a pretty volatile time in the world right now.
it stressed me out, dude.
Yeah, I mean, there's really nothing we can do about it sitting right here. We can just stay informed and kind of watch it unfold like a movie, but shit could get
Well,
weird. Shit could not get weird.
you're involved.
Yeah, I'm not involved at the strategic level like that.
I mean, but if shit pops off, you'll
Yeah,
probably be involved.
yes, likely yes. Which is pretty wild to think about
Well, thankfully, we're at least at home in a good position geographically.
in theory.
Well, you said in theory, and my phone thought you said, "Hey Siri."
On it. I'm here.
Theory's on it.
Oh, now my
She's
computer's talking. Fuck.
I don't
yeah,
know.
she's on it. She's getting ready to go. But all right, let's kind of change the topic and let's jump to a commercial break and then we'll keep it pushing.
Commercial break sponsored by Rick Caproni. He's currently climbing on his rock and going like this. Thanks.
All right, we're back. For those of you that don't know, Rick is a
Leopard gecko.
leopard gecko, and he has been alive for
Almost 10 years. He's probably like 9.
damn,
We've
going
had him since
strong.
college.
Yeah, yeah, going strong.
Yep.
All right, so let's jump back into it. I want to talk, so we're going to talk some NBA finals, but before we talk that, there's this new AI thing I've been using. It's similar to ChatGPT. It's called Notebook LM, so Notebook Language Model. I'm pretty sure that's what the LM stands for. Um, because that's all AI is. Like ChatGPT, it's a large language model. So it doesn't quite work the same as ChatGPT. It doesn't pull from internet sources. It only pulls from sources that you upload into it. So it's a good way to analyze a certain document or like a book if you want to search for something like that in there. And I'm doing this project for school where I'm analyzing the principles of mission command that a certain general used during a battle in World War II. I input some sources I found and prompted it with a question. That question was basically like, tell me about engineers in this battle, blah, blah, blah. Uh, I asked it to generate it as a podcast, and now I can listen to it. So I'm going to see if this works real quick, and I'm going to try and play it.
You've given us this stack of sources. We're all about this incredible moment in World War II, early 1945. The Allies were pushing hard into Germany, and they hit this huge final barrier.
The Rhine River, yeah.
Yeah.
It was the last major natural defense line for Germany. And, the strategy was simple: blown every bridge across it.
Did you hear that?
So those are two AI generated people.
Two AI generated people.
I don't like that.
Is that not the craziest thing?
That scares me.
It
That's
had
scary to me.
it created it in 2 minutes. It's 20 minutes long. I inputted two articles that I didn't feel like reading, and I was basically like, "Hey, tell me how the engineers um, worked throughout this battle and how they seized the bridge at Remagen." Right? And then it was like thinking may take up to 5 minutes, blah blah blah, da da da. And it was like, okay, your podcast is ready to listen to. And like, it's just this whole conversation these two people are having, and it's like directly citing these two articles that I inputted into it. It's absolutely nuts.
That's frightening.
It's frightening. I'll
Good
send it
idea
to
for
you.
content.
Huh?
It's a good idea to like make content.
That's what I was thinking. Like, it's completely original, so we're not. I mean, technically, we're like plagiarizing the articles, but
But
it's not
citing
like
something is not plagiarizing it unless you said plagiarism would be word for word saying that you wrote it.
correct. Yeah, right. So,
So like
uh,
you're just citing it. It's not like
yeah, it's pretty nuts. But just the capability of it to do that. And I was trying to think of cool segments that we can do on the podcast like that. Like I was almost thinking if I input like a game recap from a YouTube video potentially. I don't know if that would work, but I could get them to do a podcast segment about that. And instead of us talking about the NBA finals, maybe we just try it one time. And it's like they create a segment talking about what happened in the actual game.
that would be interesting. And we like name the people.
Yeah, no, so we'll see how it goes. I'll mess around with it and see what we can do. But yeah, hopefully it sounds good over the recording. Um, but if not, it is what it is. I can send it to you. I have it like saved as a file. Um
Do
but yeah,
you
so
can you does it only can you only upload words into it?
no,
Like um I guess what I'm saying, like, could the source material, does it have to be literature, or could you upload like an episode of this podcast and
I don't
have
know.
them analyze us?
I could try. I'll do that after this actually. Um
Like if we uploaded our whole catalog to it and asked it to like talk about like to just break down what we typically talk about and like give us like our stats on shit.
that's one thing AI is really good for is statistics. So
That's what I
like
think
you
it should be used for. I think applications should be medical and like work related.
yeah, and I think uh that's typically what a lot of people use it for. Um People use it as almost a search engine sometime, which I think is misusing it. I think it's not getting the full capability of it. It's really good at analyzing a bunch of data at one time. So if you have like a bunch of stuff that is just going to take you days to sort through, AI can do it in minutes.
And like I don't like people trying to like AI art, I think is fucking stupid. Um
Yeah.
I don't like it taking place of or people trying to get it to take place of like actual human creativity. Like
I think it,
if you use it as a tool to analyze something or try and answer a question with information you give it, that's one thing. But I don't like it like where you can rip people's faces and like make videos that look like people. I'm like super against that.
yeah, I don't love that either. I mean, most of the time it's funny, and when it's used in the funny setting, it's fine. But when
Yeah,
it
like
becomes
if it's a video, if I like said, if I uploaded a picture of you and I said, hey, make him eat a hot dog or something like
right,
funny, which I
yeah,
guess that's funny, you eating a hot dog now. I guess that's my level of humor. But you know what I mean?
no, I know exactly what you mean.
It's like, especially now with all like the volatility in the world, like You can make an AI video of Xi Jinping saying something outrageous, and if there's a fucking moron, like, oh my God.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of what political parties do anyway. They take clips from years ago and they make it seem like it just happened yesterday and it really didn't. It's
No,
just now there's more
but you know what I
technology.
mean, like actually
Yeah.
making, you know.
It's pretty scary. It is. However, it just exponentially increases productivity. Like it really does. If
We
you
use it
can,
at work.
you should. If you don't
They
use it right now, I feel like you're so behind in some form or fashion. I mean, given not all jobs can use it. Like it
they
just for
record
some,
they record meetings and they have the AI analyze the key talking points, and then
yeah,
they'll like use that as a like breakdown, which I think is cool.
I think that's really cool. Another thing is like trends. Analyzing trends in terms of the orders that you guys put in. What are you ordering too much of? What are you not ordering enough of that you always are short? Something like that that just is so much data over and over and over that's impossible for a human person to sit there with the job that they currently have and then also go through all that data. Like given I don't know the whole spectrum of how you guys work, but for us, it's really big in analyzing trends, especially like ordering maintenance parts. Like there's just so much data that is impossible to really look through.
Well, especially for something like that that needs to be routinely changed and maintained.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. But all right, let's talk some NBA finals. Series tied 2-2. Game 4, as you know, was last night. To me, looked a lot like game 1, but flipped. Pacers pretty much controlled most of the third and the fourth, and then SGA took over in the clutch and got me.
This is the only game I haven't watched so far.
Yeah, it was a good game. It was a good game. Pacers looked like they were almost going to run away with it in the third. I think they got up like 12 at one point. I think that was the most. But OKC fought back. Um, got it close in the fourth, and then ultimately took the lead. I think with like a minute and a half left. But it really did look like that game one where OKC looked like they were going to run away with game one, and then Pacers going to storm back. It wasn't quite as drastic as like a last second type thing, but it was similar. Um, they're going back to OKC for game five. You have to assume OKC takes it, uh, and then like takes it at home, and then the Pacers take game six as home as well, right?
That's, I believe, for the series I called Pacers in seven,
I think he did.
and I'm sticking with it.
All right, so we're thinking game seven in OKC. I mean, I know me and you both really hope the Pacers pull it out.
I th This seems like a more evenly matched finals than people anticipated.
I would agree 100%. It's the Pacers look wildly good, dude. Like they just play really good basketball.
I've like seen tweets, like I guess they're younger people who are like, I don't understand how the Pacers are good. And it's kind of like a lot of the comments are like isolation basketball has kind of like ruined how people think about the game. I mean, this is, kind of similar to Spurs basketball. Mid 2000 Spurs. Everybody's getting
But
involved, a lot of passing, good defense. You got gamers out there like TJ McConnell, fucking gamer.
TJ McConnell is basically Patty Mills on the Spurs run.
Yeah, if Patty Mills got all his money in the paint.
Fair.
It's like Pascal Siakam, he's a dog.
Dude, he's good. He's shooting like 45% from three in the finals.
That's the thing that's most impressive to me is that like little fucking spin move turnaround he does.
Yeah. Dude, he's freaky good. And I think he's thriving in that system. Like, dude, I think we got to give more credit to Haliburton because he makes that go. Like, he's so unselfish. Um,
Haliburton is amazing, dude. He's probably he's got to be I'm trying. Him and Shy have to be the two best guards in the league right now, right?
I mean, unless we're really looking, I mean, Kyrie's always going to be in the conversation. Um,
Oh
Kyrie,
well,
we're,
skill wise, there's not many people that can compete with Kyrie all time.
I mean, you're right.
But
And Steph's still around.
I mean, Steph, best shooter of all time. But
It's not
like
close.
in terms of like next up, gonna be their league for the next 10 years. It's Shy and Haliburton.
Yeah, I mean, do you consider Ant a guard?
I'm thinking more point guard.
Okay, right. Yeah, Ant's definitely not a point guard, but I'd say he's definitely a shooting guard. Um,
Yeah, he's a shooting guard. And this could be a different conversation if the T Wolves are here
yeah,
and not the Thunder.
that would be crazy.
You
I
know
think
that.
the Pacers, if the Pacers are playing like they are right now, they run away with the anybody other than OKC. I think the Pacers ran away with.
Yeah,
Dude, they're good. And like just watching last night, I haven't really been able to watch the ones during the week because I got to get up so damn early, but um just they play so fast, but they're so under control. Like Halliburton pushes the ball, but he never turns the ball over.
pushes the ball with the pass too. He's not dribbling all the way up the court.
Right, like he plays such good basketball.
And he plays, he's not necessarily like strap you up defense, but he plays passing lanes and he gets sneaky blocks. Like
He
he'll catch you
does.
from behind.
Because I mean, he's like 6'6". He's a big dude.
Yeah.
It's
I
fun
wish
to
he got to
watch.
the line a little more,
Yeah.
but you know,
I think last night was like the first, no, never mind. He didn't shoot free throws last night until like the third quarter or something like that.
and Shy, the thing that's impressed me is like you watch highlights, you don't really get a feel for
Yeah.
how they actually play.
Mhm.
He is so physical.
Yeah.
He really is a fucking dog.
Yeah. I mean, if he shoots a mid-range jumper, it's going in. It's almost Sean Livingston-esque.
If Sean Livingston averaged 34 points a game,
Right, right. But you know how Sean Livingston shot a mid-range jumper and like you could close your eyes because it was going in. Truthfully, I'm not sure if he's ever missed a mid-range jumper.
I've seen like tweets like that. It's like Sean Livingston, like never. It'll say something like he was 540 for 540 in his career, and like Wes sent me that, and I was like, it's crazy that people will legitimately think this is true
Yeah,
because it really felt like that when you would watch him play.
right.
This has been great for basketball, I think, but I think ratings are down overall, which is crazy to me.
It's down because it's OKC in Indiana.
Well, I think it's because people don't really like basketball.
Yeah, they
People
just
want
like the stars.
people like stars. They want to see dunks. This is great basketball.
It's great basketball for
This
sure.
is this is hoop heads finals.
It's been really good. I've loved watching it. I've loved watching the highlights. It's exciting. It's fun to watch. It's back and forth. They're close games. We don't get to see one person like I love LeBron, you know, one of the biggest LeBron fans, but I get tired of seeing high pick and rolls. It's
Reach.
frustrating. Yeah. I love him. I love LeBron. I love the way he orchestrates everything, but it's just high pick and roll after high pick and roll. He literally changed the game in that sense because he started doing that at Cleveland because he had nobody else on the team, and then now it was just like that's the offense. It's high pick and roll.
I mean, they just run like a horns or a blue action the whole game.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's hard to argue with because it freaking works.
Yeah, I mean, you got two big setting you a pick. You come off shoulder to shoulder, and you're bigger and stronger than everybody. So I
Yeah.
get it, but it's not the most exciting thing to watch.
No, it's not. Um, all right, well let's jump off NBA Finals. I think game five, I want to say is Monday, and then game six will be Thursday. And if there's a game seven, it will be Sunday, which is so stupid by the league. Don't understand it, but whatever. Ratings are already down while we're gonna put it on a freaking Sunday.
Works for me because I'm off Monday, but overall it makes no sense.
Overall makes no sense at all. But all right, let's do random questions. I'll go first. So when you are at the beach, at a body of water, at a pool, um, when you go stand in waist deep water, do you think people know you're peeing?
Um, I go deeper than waist deep if I'm gonna pee.
Okay. Well, right. I mean, like you got to get there enough to where the water washes away your piss, but
And you don't want to be getting smacked by the waves breaking.
true. But for
I
instance,
I do this
I would.
thing. Hold on, hold on, hold on,
All
hold
right.
on.
All right. Okay.
I do this thing where I'll grab like my crotch, like not my penis, but like my shorts and like pull them off of my body a little bit so I'm not pissing like, you know what I mean? Like I'll give my body some room to actually pee.
So you just like pee out of the leg of your shorts.
Yes, instead of just like peeing directly into because it doesn't feel great that way.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't feel great, especially if you got a little extra tight shorts on. It
Everything
feels
ain't got.
unnatural. It feels unnatural sometimes.
Yeah, so I just give myself a little room.
That's fair. But the question is more so, it's a hot day at the beach, and you're not in there to swim around. You're just kind of getting a nice suntan in. Maybe you're reading a book, or maybe you're at the river where there's no waves, like I was today, and you gotta pee. Obviously, you're gonna go pee in the water because red-blooded American, that's what we do.
Mhm.
Uh, you walk in about stomach deep and you stand there for a second. Is everybody around you like, yeah, that dude's pissing, or he's just cooling off?
You're cooling off if you get your head under the water.
Yeah, but it was the water was cold.
Bro, if you walk up waist deep and stand there for a second without moving around, I know you're peeing.
Yeah, okay. All right.
I might start
Now,
doing this thing where if it's me and you and I see you do that, I might scream, "Hey, quit pissing."
now, uh, follow on, is it frowned upon?
Only if it's a pool.
Yeah,
If you're in the ocean and like you're not around people, go for it.
yeah. So flowing water generally we're good.
Or if you're in a huge lake,
Yeah,
like if you're in like Lake Norman,
yeah.
I don't give yeah, like pee.
All right. I feel like we need to put a poll at the bottom and say, do you pee in pools?
I remember when I was a kid, they used to tell me if you peed in the pool, it would turn blue.
Yeah, I remember that too. And honestly, like that keeps me from peeing in pools sometimes because I'm like, is this the pool?
Yeah, because I think it's a real thing
I don't know. I've never seen it.
where urine, like it's some sort of chemical that turns urine blue.
That
Unless
would be
that's,
that would be so embarrassing.
I'd probably cry.
Yeah, that would be so embarrassing. But yeah, no, that keeps me from peeing in pools sometimes, to be honest, because uh, I'm nervous about there being a chemical in there that turns it blue.
Fair enough.
And it's gross. I mean, I get it. There's a bunch of chemicals in there that would kill anything, but it is not circulated water. At some point, it does get circulated. I know that it goes into the filters and circulates, but yeah.
While we're on the subject of pools, my question will be, have you ever experienced the like candy bar in the pool, like turd joke? Has that ever happened when you've been at a public pool?
No.
Like someone will put like a Snickers bar in the pool and everybody thinks it's shit and the lifeguard has to like clear out the pool.
No.
That happened to me at camp one time at the whack.
Really?
A kid threw like snuck a candy bar in the pool, like and then like let it go.
That's actually hilarious.
Yeah.
Might try it next time. As I'm leaving the pool, just drop a Twix in there. King size, of course.
Yeah, I mean if it was Drew, he would have to drop a little Hershey's Kiss. Boom, roasted. Guy takes little shits.
Oh man. No, I haven't been a part of that joke and might be funny. Might be a good thing to drop in the pool. Um, all right. So next question. Since I got this new watch, if I give you my Apple Watch, will you use it?
Yeah, why not? Are they waterproof?
Yeah.
Because I work in like a, I mean, where I work is wet.
Yeah, that's fine. Also, you can put a case on it and stuff like that.
Does it have a bill? Like, how does it work?
No, it's just a Bluetooth watch. It's Bluetooth connected to your phone. It works the same as a Fitbit.
Yeah, I'd use it.
All right. You got to use it though. You got to track your activities and you got to get back into the gym.
Nick
And
is
I'm not
making me
gonna,
a workout plan.
okay, I'm not going to stop sending you those Instagram reels until
Dude, those are so funny.
they are funny, man. I crack up every time I see them. It's like, for those of you listening, I know you've probably gotten the same Instagram reels from me, but it's like a girl looking like she's about to be very seductive and scandalous, and it's just David Goggins, David Goggins being like, "Fuck you, get in the gym." It's funny. I love when I send you like five in a row.
There will be ones that like still because you're not like I have certain people who send me pictures of hot women and it's just a hot woman.
Right.
And like so usually when it's you, I know it's gonna be that. But there will be ones that it still tricks me. Like it'll be like deep into the video. I'm like
Yeah,
I'm like, what the fuck?
it'd be like towards the end, you're like 45 seconds into this video of this like girl walking around in a bathing suit, and it'd be like, ah, fuck you. Uh,
The ones that
Nobody
trip me out
cares.
too are like they'll like set up the camera and it's obviously like the camera will turn and it's obviously trying to get you to turn your head to like see the angle.
Oh God, yeah.
And then it'll just switch over to a dude like laying sideways being like, gotcha.
He'd be like, what color were his shorts?
Yeah,
Ah.
good times.
Oh man. All right, you got another one? If we just need to jump into Pat's peeves, that's okay too.
What was your second question?
If I give you my Apple Watch, will you use it?
Oh, okay. If I gave you 10 seconds, could you name three Robert Downey Jr. movies that aren't superhero movies or Tropic Thunder?
No, that's the only movies he's ever been in.
Now that Robert Downey Jr. is kind of a hard one. All right, I'll give you 30 seconds. And can how many Adam Sandler movies do you think you can name?
And Happy Gilmore, Big
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
Daddy.
whoa, 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 whoa.
What?
How many?
I don't know. Probably
Over under 10.
shit, probably under because I can't think, but I'd like to say I could get seven, maybe.
Do it. I got the timer on the top.
All right, I'm gonna start whenever I start, and it will be Happy Gilmore, Big Daddy, Grown Ups, Grown Ups 2, uh, anger management. Um, what's the one with Scuba Steve? That's Big Daddy. What's the one? What's the one where he goes to kindergarten or
You're
whatever it is?
good at this.
Fuck, I can't remember it. Oh man. Saturday Night Live, we're gonna count that as
Time,
a movie. Fuck.
time.
That was six, 6.5.
You you got five because Saturday Night Live is not a movie, and the
I'm
movie
pretty
you
sure they've released a movie and he's been in one of them.
they have not released a movie. Don't be
It's
stupid.
like an accumulation of all the shows as a movie. We'll count
That's
it.
called a compilation.
Yeah, but you
Um,
would know what that is.
the movie you were looking for is Billy Madison.
Yeah, yeah. I was trying to think. He's in like infinite movies with like the same three people, and I just couldn't think of any of them.
Yeah,
But all right, that's random. So how much time we got left? Six.
6 minutes.
Let's talk let's talk some Pat's peeves. Let's just talk about what peeves you're Pat. And the first thing that I'm going to talk about is the app Strava, where it's like the workout app, if you're familiar.
Yeah, it's like Map My Run but fancier.
But fancier, right? It's kind of like social media for your workouts. You like post your run. Well, I hate it when people post their walks on there. Like it'll be like, I went for a 37-minute walk today and walked zero point 0.4 of a mile, and I hate it.
First of all, that person's pace is very slow.
It's yeah, no, it's
They weren't
yeah,
even they were rolling.
that's not even a real statement, but still people will post their walks on there. And I don't like it. Like grow up and go for a run or ride a bike or something.
Yeah, why even do any of that? Get in your car and go to the movies, eat a tub of popcorn, you pig.
Yeah, that works too. Just don't walk and get off my feed.
Don't don't do something that could potentially build you up to a run.
No,
Immediately start
you could do it. Just
hold on
don't
a
post
second.
it. I don't need to see
Immediately
that.
start running, hurt yourself, and then be out of shape longer.
Yeah, or just have enough intestinal fortitude to not get hurt.
Don't start with me.
Look, I'm just calling it like I see it.
I've got dropped metatarsal heads.
Yeah, that's what I'd say too. It's about the only heads you got.
Classic. Pat's peeve. Okay. We get lobsters in on Wednesdays and Saturdays. It's like when our orders come in. Usually comes in around 11.
Hmm.
Busy weekend, Father's Day weekend, we order 3 cases of lobsters. They come late. Uh, we don't hear anything. We get up with the guy. Finally, he says the lobsters will be there at 3, which is late, 6 hours late. And then he kind of alludes to the fact that he knew they were going to be late yesterday and didn't give any kind of advanced warning for us to prepare. Pisses me off.
Yeah, that's super annoying. I'll tell you what, if Mike was coordinating that shipment, it wouldn't have been late.
No, it wouldn't have. And maybe Mike can be my lobster guy because I said to another guy there, I said this will only happen as long as we let it happen.
It's fair.
And I said I think we should start looking for a new supplier.
I think that's a good call. You're the guy now. Make it happen.
I don't do too much with the buying yet. That's gonna eventually be one of my things. But I said, listen, I'm ready to help you facilitate finding another game or at least having a backup because that shit pisses me off.
Yeah,
It's just unprofessional.
it's super unprofessional. I hate shit like that. Um, Another instance. This is my last one. We had a run. We did a run for the Army birthday. Um, It's kind of like tradition every time there's like a big event like that. We do like a big division run. So there's probably 1,000 people that gather and we do this run. Basically, we get told we're gonna do this, and they tell us to show up at 4. We need to be there at 4. And I'm like, okay, that's early, but it is what it is. Let's just knock it out, get it over with. Well, we got there at 4. They like made sure we were all there, etc. I stood in the pouring rain for over an hour and a half before this run started. We didn't start till after 5:30. It
Oh my
was it
God.
was pouring rain, dude. I'm just standing there in short sleeve shirt and shorts, getting drenched, waiting for these people to start running.
Wet socks.
Oh, socks were soaked. My shoes are still soaked. I got them sitting out in the sun right now. Socks were cooked. Safe to say, your boy was an unhappy camper that morning.
That's gross. Mike's likes for me, spinach artichoke dip.
I like it. I don't like spinach artichoke dip, but I like that you like spinach artichoke dip.
Thank you.
I don't have any Mike's likes.
You got a closing comment?
In the comments.
Get in the comments. Hopefully, we don't wake up to World War III. Um,
Maybe Wes will respect me. I'll be a combat veteran. He seemed to be a little on edge in the fact that I don't pay for health insurance and I get military discounts. Um, he seemed to think that I don't sacrifice enough for my country.
get out there and lose some limbs, buddy. I'll talk to you
Yeah,
later.
I think it's overlooked how hard he works shaking fries back there.
Bye.
All right, see.